You start out in life at a very young age by going to college and getting a student loan. $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 or more. Then when you graduate, you have to get a job you hate because the payments start being due right away. Next comes the big house with an even bigger mortgage. And your new house can't be empty, so don't forget the furniture. And you also need a car, so go out and get a big car loan. By the time this system is done with you, you're so far in debt, you need your job so bad, and your boss knows it. Because now you're a debt slave. You can never say, I quit, and they know it. If they say jump, you say how high. Then you work your butt off until you're 65 years old, and then you get to relax for a few years before you die. But what if I told you you don't have to live that lifestyle? You don't have to take that road. There are other options. And it's a way better where your life is actually your life. I'm going to show you the lifestyle I live, where you're semi-retired and not a debt slave. And you're also not bogged down with material crap you don't need. When you're such a slave to all that stuff, after a while, you don't even like it. And you're like, what am I doing? I'm working for all this stuff I don't even like. I don't want to work for my crap. I want to work for myself. If you know someone who could benefit from this information, then please send them this video as soon as possible. Because the information I'm about to share with you is life-changing. It changed my life, it changed the lives of my children, and it changed the lives of many of my followers. I'm going to tell you all that. Let's go! Welcome to Becky's Homestead. Step number 1, you want to quit the rat race. You have to have a clear goal and a plan for that. If you don't have a clear goal and a little somewhat of a plan to get you there, then you're just all over the place. You just don't even know where to go. Okay, right here, I'm going to tell you some goals to shoot for. Really an important step is step number 2. This is really your starting point. Sell as much as your stuff as you possibly can. Get rid of it. It's bogging you down. Pay off bills and get rid of stuff. You'll just never feel so enlightened in your life just doing that. So that is what you have to start with. By the time, let's say you're 18 or 20, you're just starting out in the life, just think of all the stuff you've accumulated. And that's not even getting into the big stuff of you'll need when you're on your own, you know, like a house and a car and whatnot. I mean, we are the country of crap collectors. We will just bury ourselves with stuff, and then we'll get into debt to get more stuff to pile on top of the big pile we already have. It's craziness when you think about it. And that's why so many people are unhappy. Because when you're under that big mountain of debt and stuff that you don't even need, it has nothing to do with happiness. You're unhappy under there. You're just like under this mountain pushing you down. And you have to get up and go to work every day to probably a job you don't even like to pay for all that stuff that's squishing you and killing you. So that's why it is so important for you to get rid of all that stuff. Give it away, sell it, pay off your debt, however. I donate a lot of stuff. I just can't be bothered with time consuming trying to list it, sell it, or whatever. So I just, if I needed money though, because I wanted to change my lifestyle, I would take the time to sell it and get as much money as I could and use that money to pay off debt. Now, in the meantime, you can't go on a shopping spree and just keep going. You're defeating the purpose. So it takes a little discipline to do this step. Number 3, is you just have to lower your bills. Just picture your bills in relation to a suitcase. We all have a suitcase that we have to lug around in life. The only thing that you can determine is the size of the suitcase. The more bills and obligations you have, the bigger your suitcase has to be. How big is your suitcase? Is it one of those huge suitcases that you barely can move, where they charge you extra when you board the airplane because you have to send it through the baggage department? You don't want, that is not what you want to carry through life. That is your burden that you have to carry through life. You have to think of it in those terms just so you can kind of wrap your head around what you're doing to yourself. Next step is, you want the little tote. Try to get everything down to that, or it can fit in the tote bag, and you're just like, oh, that's much easier to carry. And just lose the suitcase. Then you're going to hone your skills, and you will get even better so you can downsize even more. Then you're going to end up with a fanny pack where you're like, oh, hands-free. You just have this little bit and off you go, and you're just not burdened by it at all. You have your necessities in there. So you're like, oh, you need this? Oh, zip, it's right here. Just right there, zip, and off you go. Just the bare necessities. You are so happy and free, and your health improves. I mean, imagine going from lugging this big virtual, let's just not say, I mean literally, I don't mean virtual. Imagine literally having to drag this big suitcase around every single day, how that would affect your health after a while. And going from that to just clipping on a fanny pack and off you go. You can see how, even literally, how your health would improve and you'd feel better. So you have to think about that emotional toll it takes on you as well, lugging around that big suitcase. You can't eliminate it completely. We all have a suitcase of some size to carry around in life. So your goal should be to get it down to a fanny pack. Number 4, you have to use your brain and make good money. Don't go to college for some useless degree that you're not even going to make a good paycheck. Get certified in something. You need a certificate. Be a certified accountant. Be a certified mechanic. Even a nursing degree is really good. You have that state licensed nursing degree. Something where you can get a job anywhere, you have a skill, and you can go right out and get a decent paying job. A certificate is more valuable money in your pocket than a diploma or some kind of a degree. And it doesn't take as long. That's the good thing. So in my opinion, that's what I would shoot for if I was a young person and I had to do it all over again. So do that. You'll have a decent paycheck. Keep all your debt and your bills down. You'll just be humming through life. When you're certified and you are getting a decent paycheck, you can work part-time. You're not going to be like a lawyer signing on to some law firm where they expect you to work 60 hours a week. That would be like some people are driven for that, and we need that, great, in this society. But there's a lot of people out there, including myself, where that's just not in us. That's not our goal. We don't feel that desire. So I'm just here to tell you there's another road to take that's an awesome road, very doable, and you will not regret it. When you get to that point where you have a certificate and you have low bills, hardly any debt, your life belongs to you. You are going to be like, yay! It's so good. It feels so good. The next thing we have to cover is a house. We all do need somewhere to live. So when it's time to go get a house, you only need a little house. If you cannot afford that house payment on a 10-year mortgage, you can't afford that house. You need to go get a smaller house, a cheaper house. You want to be debt-free quickly, which includes being mortgage-free. You can't be completely debt-free in life, but you definitely can be mortgage-free in life. So that's your goal. 10-year mortgage. If you can't afford the payments, you are going to go out and look for something smaller that you can afford with a 10-year mortgage. My last little tip is study personal finance. That is something that is so valuable and that will help you get your bearings in this consumer-driven society we live in. We need to know about personal finance. There's a lot of good books out there, and go to Becky's Favorites and you can find some of the books in there, and the link is always in the description. Happy homesteading. Bye-bye. I love helping, encouraging, and inspiring people to quit the rat race and get their life back. If you would like to support me in making more videos to help as many people as possible, I have a Patreon page. The link is in the description below.